So my name's Gene. I'm 26, and full-time career is I'm a security engineer. I fit CCTV and stuff like that.
How long have you been a bodybuilder for?
Um, well, I've been training 4 years, a little bit over 4 years now. It's 4 years November just gone. I've probably been focused on actually like getting ready to be a bodybuilder for about three. The first year was kind of just training just to train and see what happens, and then after that, so about 3 years.
2 years. And where did this passion come from?
Um, well, I used to play football and I got injured. Um, and during the physio, I had to go to the gym to work on my leg because I tore my knee basically. And I just realized that I got big quite quick. I just took to it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Um, and a few people that you should compete started looking into it, and I realized you could do it naturally. And I was like, yeah, why not?
And was football something that you were trying to like achieve like full time?
Yeah, me and my brothers, cousins, we all love football. I was playing semi-pro at the time, and this was just before pre-season. I was meant to go and sign for a club called Marlow, a couple divisions down from what we consider non-league, I believe. So I was trying to make it based on my size and skill level. I'd have been happy to make it to like a League Two side.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was hoping to make it pro, really. But again, it got cut short, is what it is.
And was there a turning point for you when you got that injury? Was it like, right, like what's gonna happen now?
Yeah, so like I say, the first year of me training was kind of like, oh, I'm just going to see how it is. And I was still playing football within that first year, trying to get over the injury while putting on muscle. Not realising I was putting on muscle, other people were telling me. But I just realised that I couldn't really get through it. And by the end of that year, I was just like, you know what, Gene, you're going to have to pack it up because you can't do this. You can't do it. Yeah. So I just decided, let me just go gym full time and just, I like doing it. So it was like, let me just do this full time because I like it.
So the transition from football to obviously, let's just call it bodybuilding.
Mm.
How was it mentally when you got there?
It was frightening. It was frightening because I went into a gym not knowing, none of my family have gym culture. Everything is football. So I knew nothing. I went in there, I was just doing what, I'd be looking at people do stuff and I'd be like, I'm going to go do that after them. Yeah. Because I don't know why they're doing it, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to go do it. And I did that for 2 or 3 months maybe, and I realised I was changing. So I was like, you know what, let me actually take the same passion I had for football for this and see what happens. And I started properly researching it, the history of bodybuilding, right things to do for me to progress. And yeah, you learn a lot, man. You learn a lot. And that next 3 months, after that initial 3 months, when of winging it to knowing what I was doing and doing it properly, that next 3 months I doubled in size. Like,
you saw the difference?
Completely.
Okay. What would you advise for those trying to obviously gain weight, like healthy weight, and all? Like, how do you do your research on those things?
I would say you need a steady balance of researching yourself from reputable sources. So in my case, I would say look at natural bodybuilding if you're trying to be natural, which means without steroids or any other enhancements. If you are planning to do it with enhancements, then look at the guys at the top of the game doing it with enhancements. Take advice from the guys who are proven, tested and proven. Not everything they say is going to work for you, but at least you're getting it from a reliable source. In my case, it was ask questions from guys around me. I was lucky, the gym I went to, there were guys who already competed.
Yeah.
So I was asking them questions on what I should be doing, how to build my physique for the stage, because it's different. So ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
And just to get it right, you're doing it naturally. You're not taking any.
I'm doing it naturally, not taking any steroids or anything like that. Again, I just want to make it clear, I have nothing against guys who do it. It's just my personal choice for my health. It's not a health risk I'm willing to take for bodybuilding.
Of course.
I don't plan on doing it in the future either. Things change, but I don't plan on it at the moment either. So.
Well, how about the journey to obviously how difficult it is to train your body day in and day out, leading to a competition? Can you talk to us about that?
Right, so we have off season, which is your training in preparation for the preparation for a competition.
Yeah.
So you're bulking. A lot of people will more know the term bulking. You're putting on size. You need to be as serious about that as you are about the cutting phase for a competition, because the work you put in on your off season, all you're doing on your cut is losing the fat to reveal what you've done in the off season. So people that think, oh, I'm bulking, I'm going to go and have McDonald's, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that, that's not healthy weight. But a lot of that isn't going to stay. A lot of the nutrition you're taking in isn't going to work. So you need to take that seriously. So I would say, yeah, the hardest thing overall is that constant structure. There isn't really a time, like as a football player, when I played football, weekends for me was off time. I play a match on Saturday. I do Sunday league on Sunday as well. It was fun, so I didn't care about that too much. After a game on Saturday, me and my missus would go out and have whatever I wanted to eat and whatever. And during the week, if I felt like it, I'd eat what I want.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding is completely different. You have to be, it's regimented all the time. Everything, you have to make sure you're having your meals. They need to be timed. You need to train. Yeah. You can't have off days. You can't just do what you want and expect to win. That's if you want to win. If you want to just do it for fun, then by all means do that, and that's fine. That's fine. Some people just want to be a part. You know what I mean? And that's fine. But like me, I don't do anything unless I'm going to do it 100%. I'm very obsessive when it comes to succeeding in whatever it is I'm doing. So, yeah, man.
So has it been hard during lockdown?
Yeah, I ain't going to say too much because there's certain things I shouldn't have been doing that I'm doing. But, listen, I was training. Yeah. And that's another thing. You build a really good community when you bodybuild. It's different to just being a gym goer. There's certain things that people understand about the way I am. And if you're around me for more than a couple of weeks and you know what I'm doing, and if you come and train with me for more than a couple of weeks, you understand how seriously I take it. So there's gyms shutting down and people are messaging me going, oh, I know you're going to struggle. Do you want to borrow some weights? Oh, I've got this space that you can use. Do you want to use the space? Because they know I take it seriously and eternally appreciative for all of that. So for me, I was lucky. It's not as tough for me as it would have been for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I'm just lucky that I have a lot of friends and stuff in Reading that know me and know what I'm about, and they're willing to help me out basically. But yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough.
Going back to the bulking and leading up to the competition, the cutting, do you find that stage really hard to?
So I'm on prep now for a competition. I'm hopefully going to compete in September. I had an off season. My first competitive year was 2019. I've only competed 1 year, but I did 3 competitions that year. That was my first prep. The bulk period before that first prep was very easy because I wasn't taking it as seriously as I thought I had to. That's not to say I wasn't putting in the work. I was, but I could have stepped up a couple notches. So after my first year, like this off season just gone, I've taken it completely different level. Like I'm treating it like I'm a professional. So I'm taking everything properly. So it was a lot harder, but prep for a show, what I'm doing now, which means you don't get cheat meals, you never get a burger, you don't get this, you don't get that. That's the style that my coach does it. Some coaches will let you have that periodically, not my coach. We're militant, it's 100%, this is what we're doing. So this is difficult. And I have been doing it 11 weeks now. I've got like another 20 weeks. So 2.5 months I've been doing. I've got another like 4 months of this. Just straight diet for a show. Like it's one of the hardest things. If you haven't done it, it's one of the hardest things that you could do in life.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like the mental strain, and you have to sit and look at people live a normal life, and you're just there like, I can't partake in that at all. Like at all. Like it's one of the hardest things ever. But
is it more discipline or is it craving?
It's both. This is the problem. You get people who are like, oh no, but I'm really disciplined. I'm very disciplined. But physiologic, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
In terms of your body, everyone has that threshold where their body's like, mate, you need to eat. Yeah. With us, that's different. So I might go 16 weeks feeling fantastically fine. Someone else might go 16 weeks and feel like crap from the 5th week. But the way you feel at that 5th week, I'm going to feel eventually. Mine just might come at 25 weeks. That has nothing to do with discipline. At the end of the day, your body's gonna do what it wants to do. Yeah. So either way, you reach that wall, and you're like, this is horrible. And everything you do is a chore. You wake up in the morning and you're just tired and like lifeless. Okay. It's horrid, mate. It's horrid. One of the worst things to do. But great outcome.
Of course.
Great outcome.
And you know, for athletes, they sometimes during season they abstain from sex. Is that the same thing for bodybuilding?
With us, I can't only speak for me because I've spoken to a lot of bodybuilders about this. So I don't abstain at all. I'm perfectly fine in terms of how my libido is and that kind of thing. I'm perfectly fine. I would say, as an estimate, that I can only go off my first year, but probably about 10 weeks out from the show, because that's when I get really low body fat. Your hormones and that are all over the place. So I will go through periods where I'm really on it, and then I'll go through long periods, weeks. I don't want to be touched. Like, I don't have any urge to do anything. So again, I've got a wife, so you know, sometimes she be pissed off and that, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. That I feel how I feel, yeah. But I would say, so I prepped 26 weeks, my first one. I would say the first 20 weeks were okay. I felt alright. I felt normal. Then the last 6 weeks, you don't really want to. You're not interested in that at all. Whereas I've spoken to guys at the show at the finals, and he was like, mate, 2 weeks out, I was still feeling it. I was like, no way, no way, I couldn't do it.
It's a different kind of focus, and the closer you are to the actual date. Yeah. It's
not even just focus. If you're, without going too much into it and boring people, if you diet how I diet, my coach and I plan to basically go into the show like this. This is show day there. We're ready for show. Some people are ready here, then coast. If you can coast and stay at the weight you were at 5 weeks ago because you're already ready, then you may be able to retain a little bit more of a normality within your hormones and stuff, because your body's used to being there. With us, because it's a constant downhill, you don't really ever get normality. You always feel worse than the next day. Yeah. So it just depends how you do it. Some people will be alright, some people won't be.
So what do you hope to do with this hobby? Are you trying to become full-time?
Again, it's one of them, because the enhanced side of bodybuilding, there's money in competing. You win a show, you get prize money. Maybe not so much as an amateur, but when you hit that pro, a lot of the time you win a show, you get money. You finish top 6, usually there's money involved. With natural, it's very, very, very rare. Like, you win a show, you could win the world championships, and they might give you a prize of some kind, maybe a getaway or something, but you don't really get money for it. So me being natural and planning to stay natural, I'm more taking it as a way to market myself alongside something that I just love to do. Like, I just love doing it. I think, again, it's a direct replacement for football. The benefit of football, even if I hadn't made it to where I wanted to and I wasn't making money from it, assuming I could, I'd still be playing. I'd still be paying my $5 on a Sunday to go play. You know what I mean? So I'd do it regardless. But the end goal, hopefully, would be to market myself to a place where me being natural and me just being a great athlete is gonna hopefully be a full-time way of making money, because I just want to do what I love, you know what I mean? And if you can get paid for doing what you love, then
even better.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's your biggest achievement in this journey?
Biggest achievement would be British finals. So obviously my first year competing, actually it might be my first show, because my first show, I thought, mentality-wise, I didn't know how good I was. So I stepped into there thinking I'd just be part of the numbers sort of thing. And I turned up, and my coach always told me different, but I didn't believe him, you know what I mean? You don't see it with other people seeing you sometimes. So I'm competing. I won the overall, which means I won my weight class at middleweight. And then you go against all the winners from all the other classes at the end of the show. And then the winner of that is the overall champion of the entire show. And I won that. and I made franchise history for a newcomer to win an overall. So that is probably my biggest achievement. Second to that would be, again, my first competitive year. I'm middleweight British champion 2019. So all natural bodybuilders across Britain know who I am. So that's a big deal. Like, again, and when I first, my coach was saying that when I won my first show, he was like, I've got tons of messages about you. Like, people want to know who you are, what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can't be that big a deal. And then I had about 200 followers on Instagram. I still don't have loads, but I had 200 followers on Instagram. I won the British finals, and I kid you not, I went up to about 750 in a day. Like, tons of people just started following me, and it's all from our little culture of bodybuilding. Yeah. I even have some unnatural guys from like the US and stuff who do follow me and message me and like, mate, you got a great physique. Are you natural? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well done to you, mate. Because again, a lot of the US guys, they're not. It's a different culture out there. It's a different culture. They do have some guys, but not really. Most of it is European when it comes to the natural stuff. The best guys are European, in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah. So
some people might look at you and be like, from overnight, your life can change.
Yeah, almost. And again, without being hard on myself, I wouldn't say I'm not the most marketable person. I don't market myself as heavily as I could. There are guys who are less successful than me, and they've been doing it 5-6 years and they still haven't won what I've won, that are gone clear. And they've got YouTube channels with tens of thousands of followers, and they're making a little bit of money here and there, they're PTing, they're doing this, they're doing that. I'm content with the life I live, so I don't push it as hard as I think I should.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I market myself more with the physique I've got, and you know what I mean, what I've accomplished in such a short time, and what I plan and hope to accomplish going forward, I think I could be a big deal.
Of course.
But it's just about marketing myself, and at the moment I'm kind of I sit back and I'm chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do my thing. Like, even if you check my Instagram now, everyone else who's prepping is posting. They're showing what they look like each week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Again, I have nothing wrong with that at all. I've been prepping for 2.5 months, and I have not posted a thing. Not anything of me now.
Is it because you like to keep yourself to yourself?
I like to keep myself to myself, especially during prep. I'm not about this, look at me. Yeah, that's not me. Again, I have nothing wrong with that, because that's how you market yourself on Instagram. That's how people get big. It's look at me, look how good I am. But I'm just not like that. What I'm going to do is turn up on the show day, and people will go, whoa, that's what I want.
But what if you had like, let's say like a small team, and they did that for you? How would you feel about that?
Right, so my coach is one of my biggest fans, and he has good equipment. Because he does his own little thing on the side, yeah? He's got his cameras, he's got all that. He said to me many times, like, we should vlog your prep. People want to see it. And I just said to him, like, it's not really something I want to do. Like, I want the shock factor when I turn up on stage. People look at me and go, flipping hell, like, where'd he come from? That's what I want. There's guys I'm looking at, and I'm seeing them progress each week, and I'm looking at them like, I can beat you. I know already I can beat you, because you're showing me that I can beat you. Whereas if you were hiding, in my head I'm thinking, what's he doing? Like, how's he gonna look? Like, people, I think it's a different mentality. For me, I just prefer, I don't want the pressure of people looking at me each week and going, oh, he's going to be so good, or he's not looking as good as he should be. And, you know what I mean? I don't want all of that. I just want to do what I'm doing, move on.
Because some days you may have good days, some days you might...
Exactly. Again, it's been 10 weeks. I trained 4 days a week for 10 weeks. There's going to be 1 or 2 days. I've literally had 2 days. I have to score my training days with my coach. Yeah. And there's been like 2 or 3 days where I've had 7 out of 10s instead of 10 out of 10s. They happen. 7 out of 10 isn't bad, but for me it's bad because I'm used to putting it in every time. But you get to it and it's like, you have bad days. I don't want everyone scrutinising me on Instagram because I had one bad day, or because there's one bad picture that isn't in flattering lighting. Well, you know what I mean? I don't want all that. No, not really for me, man.
With this journey, did you get the right support from friends, family, or did you have to do this by yourself?
Right, so my biggest support system by a country mile is my wife and my coach. My first show, I had brothers, cousins, father-in-law, brothers-in-law, friends, all come to my first show and they supported me, and I have big shout out to all of them individually who came. Then there are others, again, I'm not trying to act nobody and I'm not trying to cause no family friction. I would like there to have been more support, but they don't understand the sport. They don't understand it. As far as they're concerned, I get up in my pants on stage and flex for some people. Like, they don't understand that what comes with that is actually a lot of respect from a lot of people. Again, we're a football family, so if it isn't really football, it's like...
Does it make sense?
Yeah. So, again, it's one of them things, man. Again, I'm not at nobody, but I would have liked more support, because I feel like if it was the other way around and the same people were pursuing something that I didn't quite understand, and I would make an effort to delve deeper into finding out what comes from that. And at the same time, sometimes it's just about being happy for other people, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just saying, well done.
That's it. I feel like in our culture, if it doesn't bring money straight away, it's like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah, and I feel like that respect thing and that self-love and pride, it goes missing. Like, when I go home to my own house, I've got a bunch of trophies there. I ain't got a picture yet, but I want to get a picture printed of me and put it somewhere that I can look at when I'm training. I'm trying to build a little home gym, set up because of COVID and everything, you know what I mean? Everyone gets thinking. And yeah, like, I look at it and I'm like, see, I'm proud. When my kids are born and we're having a little chat and they say, oh, Dad, what are they for? Back in the day, your old man, you know, he was alright, you know what I mean? He wasn't bad. Just that is enough for me. I don't need to be a millionaire. That's not really what I'm about. I just want to be comfortable in life and happy with what I've got. And I just feel like, yeah, that, like you said rightfully, with the culture we're in, that goes missing sometimes. If you're not making millions from it, then it's like, what's the point? But there's more to it than that. When you look back, you can't take the money with you. When I leave, my trophies will be there. My kids are going to pass that around their houses and say, this is what my dad did. They're going to have pictures of me in my good days. You know what I mean? That money that you left, that's all well and good, but that ain't got your face on it. So, it's just a different perspective of life. Again, I don't think anyone's wrong. It's just perspective. It's just perspective.